name is Josh Hall. I'm presenting my Weebly for How a Bill Becomes a Law, intended for a third grade social studies class. Pretty interesting, pretty fun topic. So I'm just going to get right in. This is my homepage. It has just the title. I picked that theme because, it kind of arches, law related. I just, thought it had a good feel. And then, of course, I have links to the lesson plan and technology activities parts. So I'm going to start off with clicking on, and then also in the menu, also the menu where they have the links to them also. So I'm going to start out going to lesson plan, um, and obviously same theme. And here's my lesson plan. My unit plan topic is obviously how a bill becomes a law. Lesson is government social studies. My objectives. So after this lesson, I'm planning students will be able to list and describe the steps it takes for a bill to become a law. Students will be able to design their own bill and create a digital visual aid to support the proposal. Students will be able to present an idea for their law to the class. And then going down to procedures, my introduction. Introduce a topic of the lawmaking process, which is basic questions like what are laws? What are the laws in the United States or in Louisiana or even in the classroom? And like why do we have so many laws? And just basic, very basic questions just to try to get them thinking about the lawmaking process. And then I'd follow that up by asking them if anybody knows what a bill is and if anybody knows how a bill is eventually made into a law. And I'm expecting very little background knowledge, so I would show, starting with explicit instruction, I would show the School of Rock video, I'm Just a Bill, twice through. I'm sure you're familiar with that. It's a very, very classic. I watched it when I was in school, and I loved it, of course. And but then I would follow that up with another activity. It's of how a bill becomes a law slideshow that I found online. And it just explains the basic steps of how a bill becomes a law. Basically, with a congressman creating it and writing it down, and then having it read to the House of Representatives, and then from there being voted on. And if it gets the majority vote, then it would be going to the Senate. And if it gets the majority vote again, then it's going to the president. If the president signs it, it goes into a law. If the president vetoes it, then it goes back to the Congress, and if they get a 2/3 vote, then it can become a law. So very basic stuff. It all explains that all in the PowerPoint, which I have linked also in the technology activity section. But then I have the guided practice, which is more of the student technology activity. And I'm going to have students kind of make their own, figure out their own idea for a law that would make their community or school a better place. And then I would have them use a digital visual aid to kind of display their bill. If they could use PowerPoint, Prezi, Word Cloud, or really anything else that they could find that's online to be creative with how they present their bill. And then, of course, they'll present it to the class. That's their form of assessment. I have a rubric down below. And then after they present, the class would then vote on if they think their bill is a good idea, should become a law, or maybe not. So then I have the teacher technology activities. Of course, the School of Rock, how a bill becomes a law video, which I have attached right there. And then I have the how the bill becomes a law PowerPoint, which I also attach on here and the next page. And then so we have the student created technology activity. Pretty simple, like I said earlier. They're just going to create their own bill and then create a digital visual aid to present their law proposal. And then I have a sample bill that I created of, you can see on the next page, about speed limits. And then that's pretty much what they'd be doing. I would need class access to technology for materials needed. Just computers, iPads, even smartphones would probably work just fine. I need the I'm Just a Bill video off of YouTube. How does a bill become a law PowerPoint, which I have attached to this website. I have the student example for the tech activity, which I have on this website also. And then, of course, a projector just to kind of display it on a larger scale. And then I have the evaluation rubric right here. I also have it on the next page, so we can take a look at that later. These are the standards that I kind of fit with um, my lesson. Just basically a lot of the anchor standards for just like kind of presenting and stuff like that. Prepare for and participate effectively in a range of conversations and collaborations with diverse partners, building on others' ideas and expressing their own clearly and persuasively. So it's kind of just like presenting their own project, making use of digital media and visual displays of data to express information and enhance understanding of presentations, which is kind of the student activity that they're doing. And then, of course, demonstrating command of the conventions of standard English grammar and usage when writing or speaking. And I go over that on the rubric also. So, yeah, so that's my lesson plan. And of course, it's right here on the website, so you can take a look at that in more detail. But I'm also going to I'm going to go back to the homepage and just to kind of show you that these little buttons work. I'm going to go to the technology activity section. Excuse me. Um, and here it's the same background, but then I have all these little links. So here's the School of House YouTube video. I'm not going to click on it, but it does open. And then I have the PowerPoints, which are available for download. This is the one I found online. It's the How Does a Bill Become a Law? So I'm going to go very slowly through it, but it's just very basic, like uh, a good tool that I found that someone else made to kind of present their the lawmaking process. And then, of course, here is my project. This is the speed limits in school zones to be reduced by 5 miles per hour. This is the sample that I'm going to have the kids do. So basically, I would explain the current speed limit, how it's 25 miles per hour in most school districts or school zones, and how if it's a 20-mile-per-hour speed limit, it would lead to fewer serious accidents, increased driver awareness, and it'd be safer for the children. Um, Now, I know it's a very basic research project and they're still very young, so I wouldn't have them really go too much into it, but I just kind of want to hear their ideas and kind of set the building blocks for their presentation. And then, of course, the law would lead to safer schools and communities. So, a very basic PowerPoint, only 4 slides, but um, it's just a good way to kind of get their understanding of the lawmaking process and what a bill really is and what a law really is. And then, of course, they'd have to explain their process of how things would go along in the rubric or in their presentation. And then here's the rubric that I'd use to grade them. So, and I used Rubistar for this, and it was really helpful. But just basically content showing a full understanding of the topic, preparedness, how prepared they are if they practiced, and that's important for presentation, and they're gonna have to use that ability to prepare for everything as they continue getting older. Staying on topic, I know they're young kids, and so it's easy for them to get off topic. So it that I'm gonna try to grade them on that, and then also speaking clearly, making sure words are pronounced. That kind of goes along with the standard I talked about earlier. Um, but yeah, so basically, it's a really simple lesson. It wouldn't take very long to do, maybe 2 or 3 days. And it's important. It's very important for students to learn this stuff because the lawmaking process is an essential part of democracy. Being that anybody can just go up to their congressman and suggest a law and kind of take it from there. So it's really important for kids to understand this and so I think it'd be a really fun lesson to teach. I'm gonna go back to the homepage and yeah, I think it's I think it's fun. So that's my lesson plan and kind of my whole little thing right there. Thank you.